guys, what's going on? This is another Outdoorsman 1 video. Today is the long-awaited new rooftop tent that I hope to keep for a very long time. This is the Vagabond rooftop tent from Roam Adventure Company, and this is going to be night one. Opinions, reviews, and the overall review of the tent. We'll revisit this in a year. We're getting into the rooftop tent today. This is the Roam Adventure Company Vagabond rooftop tent, not the Vagabond XL. So there's not a lot of content on YouTube. Actually, there's only like 2 videos on YouTube about the Vagabond tent or the Vagabond XL. I decided to not go with the Vagabond XL because for $500, I didn't need an extra 6 inches of space on either side. I don't have that many people that I need to come inside my tent with me. And also, I got the Annex. The Annex can sleep 3-4 people on cots in the bottom if I needed it to. So, wasn't worth it to me. So, I got the rooftop tent. I got it in this forest color with the orange. I think those 2 colors are very contrasting colors and I love them. Just so you know my background, if you don't follow the channel, I would suggest you go back and you watch my other reviews of rooftop tents that I've had before. But I'm coming from a Smittybilt rooftop tent. That means this is leaps and bounds better quality. If anything, I would venture to say that this rooftop tent is one of the best on the market. Yeah, I would venture to say that because this rooftop tent is phenomenal. I'm blown away with the small detail in absolutely every turn, even the installation when they had little covered specks or little rubber stoppers in the holes to keep moisture out. Oh my gosh, it's just phenomenal how much Roam put into this tent. As previously mentioned, this is my first time with an Annex, so I apologize for the fact that it's not mounted super cleanly, or that it's not, you know, put down super clean. I am really high up in the air. If you can see that, I've got like 4 to 5 inches between the deck of my camper shell and the base of my tent. Because of that, I'm really high up. So you can see that that PVC part isn't on the ground and it's kind of bunched up. So eventually, if I get onto some flat ground, I've also got some leveling blocks under there, as you can see. Eventually, if I get onto some flat ground, it'll probably do me better. I'm out here in a little off-road park, so if you hear people zipping around, that's why. So this is the tent. It's absolutely massive and it's very comfortable. To be honest, trying to level a tent with a long travel suspension on tilted ground is really difficult. So as far as the tent goes, the tent starts back there and the tent itself ends about right here. That's where the ladder comes down inside. So this part is a weather overhang. You've got a window there, which I usually don't open my windows if I'm just staying for one night. That's actually the rain fly here. You can see that extra orange lip. And then you've also got another door there where you could get in on your tire, or if you had a side-mounted ladder or something, or you could use it as a window with the included rods. That is a window as well. The rain fly is really nice. It's a ripstop material. It looks really cool, glistening in the sun. And then also on this side, you've got the road cover. The road cover is by far the best on the market. And also it comes with ratchet straps on either side as well. Straps so that you can tuck it away when you're not using it. And because of the 4 inches of gap that I have, mine actually tucks into the side of my rack very nicely. Because this is an overhang tent, it does require a little bit more of a setup, but now that I'm kind of more versed in rooftop tents, I see more value in that overhang than I see value in being able to set my tent up in 35 seconds or something like that. It doesn't take very long. It's still shorter than a ground tent, but because of that little overhang, it does require a little bit more setup. And then also you're probably gonna wanna strap it down if there's any sort of wind at all. Love how Roam actually brands their material and you can see that it's them, and the road cover has Roam written on it on all sides. But without further ado, we're gonna dive inside. This is part of the rain fly that's supposed to come over this side, but I just didn't get that on there last night. I've got my window open right now, so you can actually see inside. That's the door to the inside of the tent. And I've only got this one side open, but this is the tent. You can see coming inside. Got my AR right there because I'm about to do some shooting with my new gun. That's my bag that I've got my ammo and clothes and whatnot in. That's solely there to weigh this side down because I wasn't sure that those stakes were going to keep everything down. Because it is pretty windy out here and the ground's pretty soft, so I thought those stakes were going to pull out. So I just put some weights in the corner to keep it down. So the first thing we're going to talk about inside is boot bags. These boot bags are great. There's 2 of them and they're expandable. They're not just sewn right there. These guys are actually expandable. Another awesome part about this little hammock bag here is it's mesh on the bottom. So if you have dirt on your shoes, for the most part, that dirt's just going to fall right through it, especially sand, which gets everywhere. So sand will just fall right through it. And I can actually fit both of my cowboy boots in each one of them. That's awesome. This is a 2 to 3 person tent, so being able to actually put 2 people's boots in the boot bag is good. On the front, you've got this little part right here for, you know, a toothbrush or toothpaste or toiletries and whatnot. So as far as quality goes, the ladder is phenomenal, rock solid. You can see that it's actually kind of twerked right now and it still feels solid. Just make sure that you lock each position down before you climb up it, or all of a sudden you're gonna dip a little bit. You can see here, I've got the mesh rolled up for the door. I didn't use that last night, but on each side of the Annex, you've got a window that doesn't go all the way to the floor, but you can roll up the rain fly flap on the outside and roll up the mesh into these loops on top. Same thing goes for that side. And here's what I was talking about, how I didn't mount it. This goes along the little runner rail right here, like this does. If you are going to stay in this multiple nights, you might want to do that, or if it's raining or something, might want to do that. Also, this side does not have mesh on it, but it goes straight to the vehicle. You can see there, taco sauce only. Okay, so if I had my onboard shower mounted to a roof rack, let's say I had a bed rack instead of a camper shell, and let's say I had my shower mounted right here. If I took the floor off, because you can do that, we'll talk about that in a minute. If I took the floor off and I was using this as a shower room, let's say I dug a trench and everything for the water to go, you could roll this side up, still be totally private, and then have your shower hang from this guy, and you know, you'll be able to roll this up so you'll be able to access your shower and whatnot. That's really cool that there's no mesh on this side and this side can access your vehicle. Another use is if you've got roto packs and your roto pack is on this side and you want water without having to take it off, you can do it. So by far the heaviest part of the Annex is the floor, this PVC material. It's the same material that their road cover is made out of. You can see you got a little zipper going along here, really nice zipper. You can take this off if you want to use it as a shower room, or if you just don't want the bottom. The whole Annex is made out of the rain fly material, so it's inherently waterproof. Also got a gear hammock up here that is really nice, really convenient. You can just throw anything up there, headlamp, flashlight, battery pack, laptop, whatever you want to grab. Really cool idea to utilize that space. Bottom of the rooftop tent, they call it ruggedized. Other companies call it ruggedized or whatever. It's just diamond plate. I deal with diamond plate all day in my full-time job. That's really cool that diamond plate is included on this, as well as some sort of insulation value inside. So there you can see the little window. This window, maybe one gripe I do have is that this window doesn't have any sort of a window in the rain fly like the top does. Not really a gripe, just kind of a, maybe on their next version they could include a clear window there. I feel like that wouldn't have been hard to do because they've already got clear windows in the rain fly on top, and this would be really nice to wake up with a cool view. I actually slept last night with everything closed up on the inside, and I wasn't inside my sleeping bag. It was like 50 degrees out, but it was decently windy like this. I think it got down into the high 30s here in northern Utah, and it started to sprinkle a little bit, but I ended up out of my sleeping bag, and I ended up sleeping until 10 o'clock because it's so dark in here. Let me tell you about that. Before I do, these sheets are phenomenal. The bottom of the sheet is in rainfly material, and then also the top of the sheet is this like microfiber. I think that's really smart to use this because it's waterproof. You've also got an included, if I can see it there, condensation mat. One of the big issues with rooftop tents is condensation inside, so a waterproof mattress as well a condensation mat is a really good add. Diving inside the tent, you can see I've got 2 down sleeping bags in there and my laptop, just kind of for reference of size. And this is where you just start noticing differences in the quality of Smittybilt and whatnot. It's just nice. You can see everything's kind of overexposing right now because it's actually really dark in here. Like, if I closed this door and that sunroof, I would probably need to use a headlamp. I know there are a couple different companies on the market that sell like isolation tents or whatever, where it's really dark on the inside. I don't buy it. This is really dark. I usually wake up when the sun comes up when I'm camping. As soon as that sun peeks through my tent, I'm usually up. Well, I slept until 10:30 today and kind of not happy about it, but I got some sleep and I was up till like 3 o'clock editing videos this morning, so it works. In each corner, you've got one of these little gear bags. This one, I've just got a battery pack phone charger in. This one, I've got all of the bungee cords. That is pretty much the same of all rooftop tents to pull everything inward. Got my Glock 19 over here just because that's usually what stays inside the tent with me. And then in each corner, you've got another one of those little gear bags. And then, there we go. Then you've got your air vents on the top. Let's talk about quality here and attention to detail. These aluminum rods, the support channels for the entire tent, these guys, on the inside, they're all covered. Like I said, last night was night 1 sleeping in the Vagabond rooftop tent. And I'll have to say, as far as the mattress goes, it's firm. If you like firm mattresses, this is gonna fit you perfectly. But the nice thing about having the firm mattress is the fact that I didn't touch the bottom once. I sleep on my side. And go Dallas Cowboys. Okay, so you can see I've got this sunroof open all the way. This sunroof has like 3 layers on it, and it's kind of funny because you've got the actual canvas of the tent here, you've got mesh, and then the rain fly. The rain fly does not have a zipper for the clear part. Well, there's no zipper on the rain fly except for that window. And that's because obviously it has to remain waterproof, which is something that I'm pretty happy about, because with the Smittybilt, there were zippers all over it and water would catch on top and it just was not good. So you can't get through the sun or the rain fly if you've got the rain fly on. But cool thing, last night, for half the night, I slept with this rolled up and it kept the temperature really nice, especially in a windy environment. You can see all this down floating everywhere. In a windy environment, the wind's going to come up the rain fly anyways and come inside here. So if you've got a heater running, all you need to do is open that top. Don't take my word for it. Get a CO2 or carbon monoxide sensor if you're going to sleep with one of those, and stay safe and think about it before you do it. I'm not sponsoring that. I've done it. You could do it, but plan ahead if you're going to. But if you leave that open, there's enough airflow in a windy environment that you probably don't even need to open those side windows. If I was going to go to sleep right now, I would not get in my sleeping bag because it's really warm in here. And it's pretty windy and it's like 50 degrees outside. Okay, it's 60. Another like ode to quality as far as this tent goes, these straps. All of the straps that you use to lash things down, or the straps on the ground, or the straps that you use to bind up the parts that you roll up, like your mesh or your door, or your mesh or your door or whatnot. They're all, it looks like they're made out of duct tape, honestly, but it's not. It's like it's a quilted fabric that's rubber aligned, so it's not going to get soaked in water and lose value. It's really solid, and you can feel that. That might be my second gripe about this. Almost all of them are really short, so you have to actually roll, you know, your mesh up, or your rain fly, or your tent door. You have to roll them up really tight for that loop to fit. They're really tight, but the advantage of that is once you put it through that grommet, being that it's so tight, it's not going anywhere, even in a high wind environment. So I'm in love with this tent. Another ode to quality here. I just wanted to show you guys. This is the bag, the big cinch bag that the Annex comes in, and then you've got this bag here for the included stakes to pop up in your window, and then here is the bag that has your rope and, well, that's not rope, your tent stakes and your rope. These are like a 1/4 inch in diameter. These are massive. These are the nicest tent stakes I've ever seen. I mean, literally they're as thick as the rope. So that's kind of cool. And then you've got 3 of these ropes to tie down your overhang if you're not using the Annex, and also to stake it down as well, to stake down the Annex. This is what the tent looks like. Obviously it's kind of windy, but this is what the tent looks like with the ladder all the way extended, and then also, you know, without the Annex on there. It looks really dope. I'm probably not going to carry the Annex in the bed of my truck just for weight. It probably weighs 50-60 pounds, but I definitely am going to carry those stakes because this is very effective, you know. Really awesome little tent. Those poles keep it folded out really nicely, especially when there's nothing hanging from it. Another thing that I think is probably noteworthy or mention worthy as far as this tent is concerned, it doesn't creak, it doesn't squeak, it doesn't make noises when you move while you're sleeping. The only noise that you're going to get is from the rain fly, which can be remedied with some straps. It does come with if you buy the Annex, it comes with a giant cinch sack for the Annex, and also if it just comes with stakes and pull cords. So stake down your rain fly if that's really a big concern for you. I really wanted a iCamper or a Tough Stuff tri-fold clamshell tent because it looked really cool, and because of the hard shell. I was just kind of worried about getting another soft one like this, because usually I'm in a decently windy environment and I don't like the so I tightened everything down and I slept like a baby last night. So I think it is most definitely noteworthy to say that it doesn't make noises, because my Smittybilt would creak in the wind and I just felt sketched out. I heard a deer walking by me last night, even with the flaps of the wind on that. I heard a freaking deer. So I thought that was pretty cool. Thanks guys for watching. This has been night number 1 impressions of the Roam Vagabond rooftop tent. Tell me what you think. Tell me what I should do. Tell me what you think I should do next to the rig. And maybe I'll make a video, because they're kind of trending right now as far as the pros and cons of having a rooftop tent. I love them. I bought another one. I bought a really expensive one. So I think they're worth it for somebody who doesn't have the practicality or the ability to spend a lot of money on an earth roamer, or, you know, a half-size pickup truck like this with a built-in camper shell pop tent. I think the rooftop tents are your go-to. So thanks guys for watching. In wake of everything with COVID-19, be safe guys. You know, come out, get out, social distance a little bit, stay away from people, stay safe, wash your hands, do everything your mama did or would tell you to do, and be good, be dangerous, and always be ready. And we will catch you on the next one, guys. Thanks for watching. Hey you, if you made it this far in a video and you're not subscribed yet, I don't know what you're doing, but go ahead and click that button right there. I'm waiting. No, I'm not kidding. Like, I'm serious. I'm still waiting. See ya, I guess.